So today, Reform's Lawfare against Rupert Lowe has gathered pace, with the King's Counsel they hired to investigate the allegations against him finally publishing her report. Now, can I just say, yesterday Alex Phillips of GB News accused us all who are criticising Reform at the moment as bots. And GB News seem to be stepping up their fawning of Reform. Of course, they do employ Nigel Farage on a weekly basis, and they seem to be okay with their new candidate, Sarah Pochin, who is essentially a lefty whose political opinions and loyalties changes with the wind. So anyway, back to this report by the King's Counsel. Now here it is, and while it's not in full, this is the basic premise of it. And according to Rupert Lowe, who's addressed this on X, it's a pack of lies, and I believe the fella. It says, and I quote, "Following complaints received from two women about the conduct of Mr. Lowe and members of his male staff, Reform UK appointed an independent King's Counsel to investigate the matter. Her report is now complete. In summary, 1. The independent King's Counsel had found there to be credible evidence of unlawful harassment of two women by both Mr. Lowe and male members of his team. 2. Contrary to Mr. Lowe's public statement, one of the women's allegations were made against Mr. Lowe himself. 3. One of the women received threats that Mr. Lowe would take legal action against her if she cooperated with the investigation. 4. Both women gave their statements to the KC as sworn statements under penalty of perjury. Mr. Lowe has refused to do the same. Both women lodged formal complaints with the ICGS in January. Reform UK will cooperate fully with their investigation. In the interest of transparency, we publish the full report here." Now, looking at the report and reading between the lines, myself, I think it's rather obvious that they found him guilty anyway. And the women who accused Rupert Lowe, etc., well, their story seems to have changed. And somebody somewhere in the party used something which is obviously a mountain out of a molehill and weaponised it against Rupert Lowe. And Reform is turning into a car crash. If you saw their recent Doncaster press conference, it was a proper car crash. And then there's Nigel Farage's recent statement about Keir Starmer, and I quote, "standing tall in the world on Ukraine." I mean, if that doesn't tell you everything, then I don't know what does. But the fact that this party is now willing to use the law to smear Rupert Lowe because he simply wasn't happy and spoke out about the party's inner workings. And the people who made the complaints initially have kind of changed their stories, so make of that what you will. But this means now there's definitely no way back for Rupert Lowe to rejoin the Reform Party after he said, and I quote, "I am ashamed to have been part of such a rotten organisation," end quote. And the fact that Reform are down 2 points in the polls tells me they're probably on the decline. So there we go. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm Paz49, thanks for watching, and until the next time, Roger Trout.